Oh,
Right, we are live, my friend.
now we're live.
Now we're hitting it, my friend. Let's see who's going to join us for some crypto.
Bit loud today.
For the soft drink today, mate.
Oh wow, Bucks Fizz. Bucks Fizz on a school night, mate. Very
No. This is pure orange juice, freshly squeezed.
Are you avec pulp?
Yeah, you have to have the pulp in it with bits. With bits, you mean? Yeah.
I mean, I can't understand people that aren't all for the pulp.
I know you have to have the pulp.
It has to be with pulp.
I agree. Otherwise, you might as well drink a Fanta.
I mean, let us know in the comment section, guys. Are you for the pulp or without pulp? So just got to say hi to people. Claire Harris in the house, all aboard the crypto train tonight. Vilius, good to see you, my friend. Dominikas, thank you for joining us, fellow cryptomaniac. And the first one on the comment section tonight, Mr. Lorian Waite.
He's on the ball, mate. He's on the ball.
He's smashing all things crypto at the moment. I see your posts, my friend. I see your posts. You are on it. You are on it. Serbu, hello, boys. I can't wait for your call. We love seeing new names. It's the first time I've pronounced your name on the show, so great to have you with us. Just for anybody else that's new and you don't know the MO here, then we need you to click on the StreamYard link that's here, and then we can see your photo and your name. So yeah, if you can do that, that just adds to the community. So Darren Melvin from Chester, he has followed. We don't like following lots of rules, but there's a few that need to be enforced, and that is sign into StreamYard so that we can see your name and give you a shout out with a cool family photo. So Darren from Chester, welcome, my friend. Vilius has just posted it. Thank you, my friend.
Nice one, Vilius.
Okay.
What are people drinking today? Everyone can have a drink.
I don't know if everybody's going to be as healthy as you tonight, but we'll see.
Well,
another new name to celebrate, Christopher McNaughton. That looks like some sort of badass Brazilian jiu-jitsu outfit. So nice photo, my friend. Nice photo.
You've been seeing the times I've been waking up, mate. I can't drink a beer on the school night. I want one, but I won't. I definitely want one.
Are you a beer drinker?
Until Friday.
Are you a beer drinker?
I like ales.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're honest, be totally honest here. The first time you had a beer, did you like it or not?
I was probably about 15, mate.
Well, you didn't. Yeah, you didn't have to be that honest. But the first time you had a beer, did you like it? Yes or no? Because I was like, oh my god, this is disgusting. And it's like, what is the point?
No.
What is the point?
True. But I guess a lot of things we get used to it, don't we? But now I love it.
What is the point in getting used to? Like, I don't understand that mentality, apart from if that's some sort of social.
Well, you eat meat?
No, I haven't actually for a while.
No, don't give me that. I can see a little bit of chicken coming out of your mouth.
No, that's feathers from my pillow, mate. That's feathers from my pillow. For me, it's just on 6:30 a.m.
You don't eat any meat. You don't eat meat.
I don't. Well, I've played that whole game. I've been down that rabbit hole many curves and turns. But yeah, I've gone from being like a raw fruitarian to eating raw meat. I've ate raw chicken before. I wanted to push my brain.
Are you crazy?
No, but that's the point. Chicken. Yes, and it was absolutely raw chicken and honey was amazing. And it's actually a lot. There's a lot of people that say it's actually very healthy for you.
Raw chicken.
Yeah, but the first time I ate it, I was like,
mate, you're an animal, mate.
I was like,
even Arnie would do that. Not even Arnold Schwarzenegger would have done that in his heydays.
Well, that's because he takes steroids. So he's, he did actually admit he took steroids. So it's okay for him. He doesn't really need to do anything, does he? Just pump the juice.
He's a vegan now.
Is he? But see, okay, so we're going off on a tangent, but this is another. No. I love it with you, mate. This is another example of social conditioning. Vegan is a label. Meat eater is another label. At the end of the day, if we just tune into our bodies and say, all right, body, what do we need? Our body will tell us, because, oh yeah, well, this is healthy because it does this, this, and this. Not for your body, not for my body. Everybody's body's different. So if we all try and shoehorn ourselves onto a diet, it's pretty.
Why do you enjoy a beer though?
Okay, so I'll go back to my original question. Did you enjoy it the first time you tried it? Or was it something you had to learn to like?
Right. Did you enjoy the first time you had salad? Did you think, delicious?
I enjoyed the first time I had raw chicken because it had honey, raw honey. But that was, yeah. No, it's a good point, mate. It's a good point. Well, look, we're already 8 minutes in, and we were going to make this a quick show, so we better start talking cryptos. Yeah, we better start talking cryptos. So look, if anybody here that's totally new to cryptos, then welcome. I mean, I've only been aware of it really, actually balls deep aware of it for the last couple of weeks, and it's kind of changed my life. And now I'm talking to Andy about non-fungible tokens. I would never have even known that I was going to say that word a couple of weeks ago, but apparently it's going to be the next boom market, according to people like Gary V and Robert Kiyosaki and people like that. So it's pretty exciting space, mate. And obviously you 4x'd an account. You just revealed before we were about to come on air, 25K in total, now over 100K mark in a few months. That's pretty awesome.
It's nuts, mate. Yeah, it's an amazing market, because it's actually, in a way, I'm doing a few different things to what I'm doing in FX, obviously, but the thing is with the crypto market is that once you catch a trade, you don't even know what the, in Forex, we're like, oh yeah, we'll try and get a 2-to-1 out of that, or a 1-to-1, that'll be fine. Or if you're really lucky, a 3-to-1. And in cryptos, you're like, if it's not 5-to-1 minimum, you're not happy. So it's like, it's like you catch a move and suddenly it's like, it's all the way up there. And then if you know how to trade, you know how to manage your position and manage risk. And the great thing about this is that, as I was saying to you before, like sometimes you see a coin and it's gone so far, like I'll give a shout out to Sab, who found, Engine, for example. And you did as well, to be fair to you. And obviously that it just kind of skyrocketed higher. How much was it? 165% in a week.
165%, guys, in a week. And people are wondering why we've changed the name to Crypto and FX Traders Club, and why are you not just focusing on FX? This guy is a money-making machine. He's a trader. He trades anything. You'd probably trade your gran if you could, mate, if she was listed, right?
Never.
So, be honest, mate. But
never.
when these cryptos are moving 165% in a freaking week, this is an amazing opportunity. And again, just going into quoting other people, but Gary V was saying a couple of days ago that you're going to look back on this in 5 years' time and say, this was like the .com boom. This was like when he was talking about social media, like 15 years ago, and Instagram and Twitter and all of that. And it's quite funny because they were saying, look, if you're not an early adopter or a boomer, you remember when we used to laugh at our parents because they wouldn't put their credit card details into the internet?
Yes.
Kids are going to be looking at us now going, what? You're not using cryptos. You don't know what an NFT is. You don't know what a DApp is. It's just hilarious how the world's evolving.
Yeah, no, I agree. And sometimes we're looking at, I mean, even me as a trader, I look at these parabolic moves and I think, well, obviously that's not sustainable, but then actually it is sustainable in some ways, because as this becomes more and more mainstream, think about like, I was thinking about it the other day. If you look at Amazon, look at the chart of Amazon and look at the chart of Google, look at the chart of Apple. These are they're parabolic still now. They just go up, right? So really, this is no different. This is just a new market, and at the moment, it's not mainstream, but it's getting there. It's 100% getting there. And I don't know what crypto. Here's the great thing, guys. I don't know what cryptocurrencies are going to survive. Nobody does, right? We can speculate. We can say Bitcoin is a pile of crap or Bitcoin is the best thing ever. But what I do know is right now, you can make a hell of a lot of money trading cryptocurrencies. And that's what I was going to kind of say with like, even with the ones that, like, let's say they've gone 60%, 100%, 200%. You don't have to go and invest in those. You can go and trade them. So just trade that volatility, just like you were doing before, Gav. Like you were saying, you were jumping on a 5-minute chart, taking the breakout and basically catching that volatility, banking your profits, and then look again. And there's so many of them. There's so many that you can do that. And it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. You've taken the trade, you banked your money, and now you move on. And like, whatever happened to that cryptocurrency is none of your business. It's like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly that. And also even if it doesn't work out, pretty quickly. So if you know when to cut it, whereas I think FX is, I think Sab mentioned it quite well. It's like, it's very fast moving. It's a lot faster moving. So if you're going to cut something, or if it's going to move. I'm just trying to keep a track of the questions. Facebook user, if you can log in to the StreamYard link so that we know who you are, so we can give you a shout out. This is a really good question. Does the greed mentality feel more prominent in a fast moving market like cryptos compared to FX? So what's your answer to that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, well, firstly, any market that has volatility like that will create that excitement. But in particular, a market that is heavily retail driven. So right now, yes, institutions are much more involved, and that's by the way, that's good and bad. So it's good because once institutions are involved, it means this is becoming more real. It's becoming more mainstream. It started off as an idea. It's a scam. This is going to disappear. You're wasting your money, and now it's becoming like, Elon Musk is investing, Apple are investing, and we're getting listed. You're getting Bitcoin listed. Don't listen to James. He's all in full deep, and he's like stirring trouble.
Just in case you don't know, James is part of our Crypto Like a Pro alumni. So he's joshing or just being slightly sarcastic, but that's a lot of people's mentality. Scam.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, and look, I mean, I would say, like, if you're thinking of doing this, invest money, like we always say anyway, like, invest money you can afford to lose. But I think in particular here, like, you don't need to necessarily put tons of cash into this, just build up your equity from small. If you're following a process, and if you're trading well, Sav just posted there. I mean, he's been posting winners, and the thing is as well, like some of the guys that are doing really well from trading cryptos right now are beginner traders, which is amazing to see. So
yeah, credit where credit's due. We'll give him another shout out. Not going to be able to keep this guy quiet. If you don't know Sab, he likes to talk. He likes to talk, bless him. But I'm all ears when he's pulling in 60% in 2 days. So fair play, mate. Well done. That's a really, really good result. And Leandro is spot on with that. You wouldn't trade your grand, but he would happily trade his mother-in-law.
Yeah,
hopefully he's not tuning in.
I would as well.
Mate, what are you on about? Your mother-in-law lent you money to get you started in trading 18 years ago.
Yeah, I know, but I've had enough of her, to be honest.
Fair enough, mate. fair enough. If you can get her to create an NFT or make an NFT out of her, then maybe she might be worth some money in a few days' time. So, yeah, where do we go with this? Because where is it? Too good to be true mentality, Gav. I'm not sure who you are, but thank you for the mention. Some folk can't believe until they achieve, and it's so true. And I think I said this on the video I posted, but Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, has summed it up really well. So he said, real estate, gold, silver, they are all brain orientated because you can touch it, you can feel it. It's experiential. Whereas cryptos is so hard for him to get his head around because it requires you to detach from the brain and go into the mind. And that's a lot of things are where we're moving to. So completely agree with whoever said that. What's your kind of thoughts on that, mate?
Do you know what? I actually think that in a way, it's that mentality is in trading, not just cryptos. I think a big part of that is a psychological block that people have, that it can't be that easy. And I understand it, but it's not easy. And the way you've got to think about this is that it's not easy because part of the challenge of seeing an opportunity is actually overcoming your obstacles and taking action, even though you may have those doubts. And I'm not going to sort of sit here and pretend that I never had doubts. Like when something's new, you have to question it, right? You think about, is this real? I mean, some of the stuff that you read is quite hard to comprehend and understand. We're not techie, especially years ago when I started this. You read some of the white papers and you're trying to make sense of them. And some of the stuff that you're reading, to be transparent, you don't even know what they're talking about. And you think, what is this stuff? But it's a bit like the internet, right? When it first came out, I remember my thought, because I was finishing uni and Google just came around, like it was just there as I was sort of finishing and stuff. And I was thinking to myself, what is this? This isn't going to work. No one's going to remember these. How are we going to remember all these pages? www. This and this. I was like, no way. Who's going to remember that? Literally, I just remember those thoughts. But it's something that we weren't used to. It was completely new. So you just have to sort of quickly adapt and think, well, actually, this could really be great. And, and it can fit into the world that we live in. Anyway.
Interesting, mate. And I like that feedback. And Paul, thank you for your comment. Blockchain, the basis of cryptocurrencies, is the next generation of database stored in the cloud on an open or private network that acts as a ledger, records all transactions or records all transactions. All transactions are validated by the blockchain, so consensus is automatically achieved. And I'll go one step further than that. One of the things that really kind of draws me in is that off the blockchain, you're able to create decentralized apps. So if you look at centralized banking and what centralized banks have done to the world, this is the complete polar opposite of that. This is about moving away from centralized banking and all those crooks and all of that shenanigans. But fair play to them. They had a plan over centuries and they've done really well with it. Now we're saying, okay, there's another way of doing this that people are moving towards, which is decentralized, and everything has to be open and recorded. Yes, there's ways that you can use cryptocurrencies to do stuff in secrecy. There's always going to be scammers involved with things like that, but decentralization and not hiding money and fractional banking and the whole charade of banks could well be coming to a close over the next few years, which is why there's so much resistance, I feel, against it. How do you feel about things like that, mate?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that there's no doubt about the blockchain technology really improving what we do, and definitely moving away from the central banking system has to happen. That system doesn't work, and I think it's a much fairer system. But whether it's not going to be easily allowed to go that way, There's a lot of people not going to be happy with that, which is obviously a big reason why there's so much doubt about cryptocurrencies. But the more momentum that they gather, the more likely that it's going to be the case. But here's the thing as well, it's like, you know, what I've tried to do is I've tried to invest in cryptocurrencies where the risk, mostly where the risk is low, that actually it's a project that I can actually see, and I can see where the value will be in the world, and I fully understand it. And then I've invested in smaller projects that are a bit higher risk, more like, and then the rest of it is trading. So trading and then closing profits and then putting that into dollars. So just literally trading momentum or whatever, whether there's an opportunity. So that way you're kind of like, well, if there's enough interest in a project and it's getting pumped, we'll make money from it. It's not our business whether it's a good project or not. So that's kind of like, so there'll be projects, cryptos, and I'm happy to share some of them like that I wouldn't touch. Those are my cryptos for a very long time. And then there'll be others that I'm happy to kind of dip in and out. So, and I think as a general rule, guys, personally, you know, something goes up in value because of its usage. And I think the reason why I really like projects like Ethereum, because it's not the only one, is because everything else is built on top of it. So that's always going to be needed. That's always going to be needed. So, and then you've got like rivals like Cardano. Shout out to Brucey who loves Cardano. He's creating orders I'm looking at the order book, Gavin, and I'm thinking, oh, there's a lot of demand there. And then I realize it's just Brucey putting in the orders.
Wow. I didn't realize he was a whale.
Yeah, he's a big whale. Honestly, he's creating resistance in the market or support, actually. On a serious note, but yeah, again, that one is like another one where if that becomes the main one, again, everything has to be built on top of it, and that you can see the value there. There's real value. Whereas some other ones, like, they really need a lot of adapting, and it may not happen, and it's high risk. So yeah. I like to have projects that I can see, right, I can see why this is going to go big. And the other one I love is VeChain, because it's already in use right now. It's one of my favorite holdings, the guys will know, because it's already being used right now in so many different ways, without going into all those details. But like, if something is already in the mainstream, well, it's kind of proven its worth.
Yeah, and I know you put a post in the crypto group for the student, and quite a few people jumped in on it. To be honest, I didn't jump in on it. I was like, well, it's not going to. So I'm still trying to come to terms with the technology and working out how much the risk reward is and how much it's going to make. I was like, well, that's not going to make much money. And then obviously people are posting they've made a few $100 and more, and I'm like, damn it, I should have got into that one. But thanks for posting that. But Daryl makes a very good point, and I have to confess, I've been going through something similar, which is he's struggling with analysis paralysis, too many coins, and struggling to decide which to trade. So I think it's fair to give a balance of, it's not all unicorn and rainbows with cryptos. And, you know, Daryl, you've only been doing this a week, I'm guessing. I don't know if you've had much experience beforehand, but I'm kind of just using a broad assumption like most of us. So I guess if you take that approach, that to pick projects that you're actually interested in, it might be a good starting place. And I think that's one that I could do as well. But is there anything else that you would suggest? Because I think that's a very real thing. There's so many opportunities, and it's like, crikey, where do I start? And also, how long do you spend on each coin, you know?
Just trade the ones I suggest. No, I mean, like, you don't, the thing is like, you don't need to trade all of them. Like, you know, all the things that we've taught you guys on the course, you know, go where there's demand, like where there's volume, where there's impact happening right now, if you want to trade momentum. You know, we've all been doing different ones. So I mean, some guys have jumped like Engine and the Chili coin. I didn't take those trades, but they've been massive winners. So that's an example of, like, you know, the guys using the knowledge that we've given them to go and hunt for themselves. And that's the whole point of this, is that so you can go and actually find these trades. Now, if yourself, I understand why you might be. The best thing to do, if you are somebody who is that way, and by the way, that's probably your nature that way. I know, Afi, you said that you're the same. Like, it could be your personality's like that, like in general. So you're going to have that. But what you can do is pick, you know, if you want to, you could just pick 10 cryptocurrencies, the big ones, and just trade those and just focus on those. So like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, you know, the main ones that are, even just go to the coin market cap and pick the top 10 by market cap and just trade those. BNB is a great one. It's a brilliant mover, Binance coin. And it might be it did 13-14% again today. But really, if the best way to make money is trade the ones that are moving right now. Like, so as soon as you get a breakout, start trading those higher.
So an interesting question I thought of afterwards, you know, where you say, like, to try and catch the movers of the day, would it not be better to catch the fallers of the day, because they're probably doing a retracement back to like a trend line or something, rather than the ones that have already moved and then you've kind of missed the move? What's the thinking?
Yeah, I mean, both, I guess, but like, so when something's in motion, especially in cryptos, it normally stays in motion for a lot longer than what we think. So there's normally opportunities on a lower time frame where you can catch more moves using the geometric angles, using all the tools that we've taught to catch more of those moves. But then again, if you kind of look at what the guys were doing today, because I don't know if you saw, I posted, you know, I asked everybody to have a look at Engine, and what was amazing and great is that I think we got 4 or 5 people come back and just go and analyze it, is that they all came up with the same level, which I thought was great.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's really, really great, because that shows me that actually everybody's following a process and they're coming up really roughly with the same stuff. They're all saying, right, that's the place to kind of get in. And then they're looking at the order flow and it's backing it up, which is awesome. So, and it's kind of what I was saying on the live that we did on Saturday, which is that, like, isn't it amazing when you do all your technical stuff and then you're like, yeah, that's where I want to get in on that pullback. And then you look at the order flow, it's matching, and you're like, wow, okay, that really confirms that that's the place to get in. So yeah, absolutely, mate. You can definitely do, especially if you're looking at a project that you think is going to go much higher. The thing is, let's say, be transparent, with Engine, I've no idea. I haven't even looked into it. I've no idea.
All I know is it's an NFT project, apparently. So
well, yeah, and I don't know much about it. So, and I've got so many going on that I'm just literally focused. So, because I've got my watch list and I know I've studied these projects and I know they're good, solid projects. So when I'm buying pullbacks on these, I know them. So if I'm going to go and invest in something new, I need to at least understand it. I need to understand what I'm buying into. Like if I'm trading it, so if I trade Engine, I don't care. Like I literally just take a move and get out. But if I'm going to hold it and actually, and this is important as well, if you don't understand what you're holding, you're gonna, when it goes the other way, you're gonna struggle to keep hold of that crypto. And you know, as soon as it starts to go down, you're like, oh, this is gonna go to zero. I'm gonna lose all my money. So you get out. Whereas actually, if you think, no, this is a really good project, great team, you understand where it can fit in, and you understand why you've bought it, you're much more likely to hold it and not be, not have a weak hand. You have to have a strong hand in cryptos, because as the way they go up is the way they come down. So, and obviously, you can make money on the downside for sure. But it's very dangerous in a bull market to be shorting. Like, you have to be really, really careful. But when it starts to be the other way, we're going to make a lot of money on the downside as well, which is great.
And I think for this is what I'm telling myself, that to enjoy the process, there's no major rush. There has been a lot of FOMO of, oh, look, I want to make money and there's so many opportunities, but actually I'm telling myself to just enjoy the process and get good at doing this. Like you say, actually take the time to pick the projects that you want to get involved in, unless you're just going to trade something. Like, I'm in something now. I'm in Dash. I have no idea what it does, but it
Dash
looks
is a good, really good project, mate.
Okay, it's trying to break out at the moment.
It's a really good one. I've got a little bit of Dash for the long term.
Yeah. So, but yeah. I'm in that just purely on a breakout play. It hit a geometric angle again. If it goes underneath the range that it's doing, then I'll cut it. But if it breaks out, it breaks out. But yeah, really interesting. But look, we could talk for ages on this. Now this is going to be a weekly thing. And we just want to spread the message about cryptos and the insane opportunity that exists. And people now are starting to testament to it. It's not just you as a professional trader. I know Julie, she commented earlier, well done, Julie. I know she's been doing some great work. And she got into VeChain as well. So do you want to talk about... sorry, mate?
And she took BNB as well, she said. She posted.
That's just a little bit greedy, Julie.
You're making too much money.
Boom! There we go. That's awesome. But do you want to show, especially for newer people, just to kind of see what's possible with crypto? Do you want to show us one of your trades that you've taken?
Yeah, I can. Well, yeah, I can do that. Sure, no worries. Yeah.
Well, I've done a banner for it, so we might as well put it to use, right? Boom.
No worries. And I know there's a few more questions. So I'm happy to sort of stay on and answer them. But let me show you. Yeah, this is one that I'll bring Ethereum up because I think that one of the most tricky times, I think most people experience it in cryptos or in any market, to be fair, is when the market's not doing anything. And in particular, when I was kind of looking at Ethereum, and if you do your kind of technical analysis and you do this, and then you're here, right? Then it's about like thinking, well, okay, is this market going to go lower? And you kind of have that. And when it's a bit of an unknown to you, you start to read about like, the high gas fees, and people are sort of being very pessimistic about it, and that actually there's going to be other projects that take over. It's sometimes you have to shut that stuff out, and you have to think about the things that you like about this project and why it's valuable, and then come up with a plan. So that's what I did, and I think I did really, really well, and that's why I brought this one up, because I've made decent money from this so far. It's only at the start of the recent run, but there were some other ones that I caught much bigger moves off. But this one I like because of the reason that I just mentioned, because it's really, really important that you stick to your plan. And if whoever watched the Pips Like a Pro show last week, I was dollar cost averaging into Ethereum. I don't know if you guys remember, I mentioned that, and it had missed me by a point or cent, a dollar, because I did my analysis against USDT or instead of USD, and it basically didn't fill me by a dollar. So the natural thing was I was a bit annoyed, but I just left the orders in. So I did my dollar cost averaging, I found my levels, and basically I ended up buying this. So I bought my smallest position at 15.75. Like, this is just off the back of this move. And then I bought the next position at 15.05. That's the one that missed me, but it came back and filled me. And then I basically bought at 14.85, and I had my last order at 14.15, but it missed me by about 15. So I ended up getting most of my position. But it allowed me to basically not fret as the market's going down, and I was getting filled more and more and more. And I made a decision that this was pretty much like we were going to hold here based on my analysis, and that's why a dollar cost averaged up to that level. And then I've now starting to see some of those gains, and I've got a good size position in this, but it's not about the money or the position size. It's about the fact that there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of skepticism, there's a lot of external talk, and you have to be strong and think about, basically think about what you think about the project and what you see, and don't worry about what any, because sometimes you listen to people, experts, supposedly experts on YouTube, and it could go down to 1100, it could go down to 1000, and you can start to get in your mind. So I think to be a good trader, you have to have a strong mind. You really do. You have to be very strong-minded. You've got to be open, but you've got to be strong-minded and stick to your plan. Stick with it with conviction. And I think, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen to this one or the other ones, but there's another example. If you looked online, people were saying, oh, it's probably going to go to 90 cents. It's one of the guys, a big who's got a massive following on YouTube. Before we even had a run today, it was saying, oh, it's going to go down to 65 cents. So if you start to listen to this stuff, it can really impact your thinking. So that's why I like this, because I wasn't put off. I just put my orders in and I followed my plan. And even when I missed it by $1, I didn't say, oh no, I'm going to just jump in because this is going to go to the moon. I just basically left the orders and they got filled. And the last one didn't get filled, but I've got a good size position now. So that's kind of the one. That's why I brought this one up. I hope that's all right, guys.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, no, thanks, Dave. Yeah, I think you have to be, Dave's saying it was brave. Like, I think you have to have conviction with what you do. You have to succeed in any markets. You have to believe in what you do, and it doesn't matter what somebody else says. You just stick with your plan, and if it didn't work out, I would have been coming out of that trade underneath 1300. I would have closed those trades out and then looked a bit lower. So you still have a plan to kind of get out.
Cool. I think there's so much stuff in here, and obviously this is something that we're going to keep doing over the weeks, and there's going to be more content posted in the group. So yeah, we can always come back to there. But Paul's asked another question. Andy, why did you think the price would raise? So I mean, I looked at this one, and I did the same analysis, and I just didn't know how to work out. I was scared basically of placing an order in Binance and thinking I was going to wipe out my account because I didn't know where I was going to put my stop, and I'm still not great with that interface yet, but I'm getting there. So I didn't actually take the trade, but I did the analysis. And what you said about Ethereum, because it's well established, there's going to be more opportunities potentially and more solid moves. So it was quite clear, if you know how to do technical analysis, where the support was going to be. There was a fallback to around 1400, like you said, 1440. And then from there, it's gone up. Like when I was looking at it over last weekend, it went up $180. But what, from your point of view as the professional trader, what did you think the price was going to rise, or was it what the chart was telling you?
Well, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, I mean, partly, mostly it was mostly my belief in the project, if I'm being honest, rather than the chart with this one. And yeah, partly, obviously, I did the technicals in the sense that I was looking at this as a key area, but this, we were seeing other cryptocurrencies in the same space moving, and this one wasn't moving, and it was a little bit strange. So part of what I concluded in my head is that this and Bitcoin is, where institutions are involved, these are the two that they're going to pick up. They're not going to be picking up Cardano just yet. So institutions are going to be trading or buying Ethereum and Bitcoin. So because I know when institutions are involved, from my FX background, that can also mean manipulation, which means pushing prices down to buy them cheap. And I kind of have that in me, like I know that happens. I had that in the back of my mind. I think this just doesn't feel right. Why is this not moving up? It doesn't make sense. It almost has to go up because of all the things around it. Yes, the high gas fees is one negative, but the Ethereum 2.0 is sorting that out. And the fact they're getting listed on the CME, it didn't make any sense. So that was part of my conviction, really. Yes, partly the technicals, but if I was seeing those technicals being transparent on a different crypto that I didn't know or believe in, there's no way I would have taken that trade.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Right, guys, look, we're coming up to the time that we've allotted for the show tonight. So thank you very much for everybody that's tuned in, and obviously that we know that there's going to be a lot of people that are watching this after the live that are catching it. So again, every Tuesday now, 8:30, we will be doing Crypto Like a Pro, the live show. So is there anything you want to say before we bounce?
No, I mean, I'm just having a look to see if there's anything else, but yeah, I mean, time flies so quickly, mate. We will be posting, we'll be posting things in the group, so make sure you stay tuned in the group. Anything interesting we'll be posting. I saw, people asking about brokers and how to get started with crypto. I know, like I saw here, Paul, systems brokers analysis training. Paul, if you're interested in training, we're running the crypto course at the moment, so just get in touch with us and we can kind of get you enrolled if you want to join. And that goes for anybody else. If you weren't aware, we are running a crypto course as we speak, and you can still join even now and catch up. But and in terms of brokers and things like that, we use Binance. It's not the easiest to use, but and I say that for myself as well. I've had to get used to it, but it's not like an FX broker. The futures is probably the closest you can get. But yeah, I mean, we've had students not being able to get exit positions and stuff, so so it can be tricky. So we've got to make sure that you understand the platform that you're using. But
I'm not techie either, as people that know me will like. You can even, I couldn't even log into Zoom, could I, before? So
no.
For me,
it's not easy, mate. It's not an easy platform. They need to make it easier. They've got so many users right now. It's insane. But I've chosen that one, Paul, because it's supposed to be the most secure. And obviously, as our accounts are growing, I don't really want to be taking that money out just yet, because I want it there to be able to trade it. Otherwise, I can't really grow it. So I just rather go with a secure exchange. There's other exchanges, and then if you go to Coinbase, Coinbase doesn't really give you too many options, and you can't short sell, all those kind of sort of limitations. So for me, Binance is the only choice right now.
Yeah, and I think that's, look, at the end of the day, I speak for myself when I say this. If it's something I'm not sure about, it's about me getting, that's what I need to focus on, and just getting to terms with feeling comfortable with the system, and then don't worry about losing opportunities, because I think my first week in cryptos has showed me is there are so many opportunities. There are literally so many opportunities, and now it's about, okay, picking ones that you believe in and just getting behind those, and maybe just looking at the top 10 on market cap, like you say. So I think Adam has summed it up perfectly, really, that Binance traders prefer pulp.
That's very true, mate.
So
nobody answered your question, mate, when you asked before, but we'll have to wait till next week now.
That's because they're all looking at cryptos.
Yeah, everybody's making money.
But it's all good. But yeah, we are where we are, guys. So look, if you're still a bit reticent and a bit nervous about cryptos, that's all good. This show will help kind of ease you into the opportunity that more and more people are now starting to realize and believe in. And if you are a trader or you want to learn how to trade, then you can get in touch. But if you are a trader, you'll know that there's a lot of opportunities coming up in this space for sure. So I think that's it for now. So we're going to bounce. And yeah, look out for more information in the groups. And if you're in the Elite Crypto Traders Club, then you'll be making some more posts about trade setups, right?
We've got a Q&A tomorrow as well, right?
What day is it today? It's Tuesday night for you. It's Wednesday. Yeah, Q&A. Yeah, Q&A
guys, tomorrow.
Cool. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, look, we're going to bounce. So have an amazing night. And I like you bouncing. That's pretty good. Can you do it again?
Take care, guys. Are you putting some music on for the people?
If you're going to remove your screen.
Oh, only if. All right. There we go. Make some money, people.
So I don't know why we're still up. A pretty picture.
Well, you haven't done a very good job, mate, have you?
No. It was meant to say this, but I put it in the wrong section.
Schoolboy error, mate.
Very schoolboy.
Yeah.
Oh, well. We'll get it right for the next time.
At least your Wi-Fi was working today.
Hey, don't jinx it, mate. We've still got 10 seconds left. So, look, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Have an amazing evening with your orange juice. And we'll see the guys on the crypto program tomorrow. And we're back live Thursday evening, right? 8 p.m. for Pips Like a Pro.
Exactly.
Perfect. All right, guys. Have a good one. See you.
Have a good one, guys. Take care.